Welcome everyone to this ultra mega awesome special edition fun episode of Build a Band, which was Mike's idea.
I thought it was your idea.
Well, no, it's my idea. I don't have a name for it. I want to have a name for it, but I think Build a Band is the only thing that we could come up with. The rules to this game are essentially you decide how many people are on your in your band, and then you pick the all-time best choice, living or dead, for each position. In this case, instrumentation, right? So guitars, drums, bass. You can throw in extra if you like, and or not.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically like, you got to take into account chemistry. You got to take into account
Yeah.
how they're going to blend together. So this was a pretty interesting exercise.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really go into the details and the rules, but my wife was asking me about that today. It was like, well, what about are they expected to be able to gel and perform together, or is this just your favorite for each thing? And it really is supposed to be make a band. So I would argue that she's right, and that so this band should have a sound. You should almost be able to hear the sound this band makes, even though they don't play together.
Well, this will be fun. And leave your, if you want to build a band, if you want to play along, put your band in the comments. This will be cool.
Yeah, hashtag build a band. Super mega awesomest group ever.
Build a band workshop TM.
Exactly. So, with no further I'm not speaking well tonight, but no further momentations. Here we go. And I think we're going to start with the backbone here, the drums, right?
Yeah, that works.
Okay. So this is one of the ones that for me, I think this topic at large is there were some real super groups, We had Led Zeppelin, which was made up of some of the Yardbirds. We had Cream, which, we had in oh boy, not remembering anything properly, but Cream is a super group, but I'm not going to break it down here. But my first pick actually is from that super group, and that would be Ginger Baker on drums.
Mm, solid.
And your
That's hard
pick,
to beat.
Mike?
Yeah, good pick. Yeah, this is probably my most out of the box pick. And
Okay.
that's why I kind of was going to save it to last, but you forced my hand. Um, I'm going to choose, this is going to blow your mind, Casey.
I'm
I'm,
ready.
I'm going to choose John Beavis from the band Idols.
Okay. Okay. No, I love that you took a modern pick. He's a great drummer.
He's a great drummer.
Wow.
You'll see why I picked him here in just a minute. This was kind of one of those. This is a chemistry pick. I just have a really good feeling that his style. I mean, he's a maniac. I saw them at
Hmm.
Shaky Knees a couple months ago. He really blew me away, and he is the secret to that band. That's their muscular sound,
Hmm.
and I just think he's a real innovative drummer. And again, somebody modern. I thought was a cool pick here. So I'm
Yeah.
going John Beavis.
Yeah, I like the name certainly threw me off, but the Idols drummer, wow, I mean that's a great pick. I didn't explain my pick, but you made the point that they need to be a little crazy. Ginger Baker is maybe the craziest drummer. He was the first guy to really bring the whole double kick pedal into vogue. After people saw him in the '60s, all the drummers switched to double kick bass or whatever it's called. And then he, of course, actually was a famously trained jazz drummer, but he would later go on to get really involved in African drumming. He was with Fela Kuti and was a career drummer, and had a drum off against Art Blakey, who would be another good pick of similar caliber. So yeah, that's where my pick comes from. But yeah, I really like your pick, Mike.
Well, I
I
like that you're
do.
bringing in the jazz. That's a good. You got to paint with all the colors.
Oh yeah, and Ginger Baker, he has no lines. He's all over the place. He is what made Cream, not a band I'm a big fan of, but he as a drummer is a very unique statement. So sounds like we're off to a good start here. Where are we headed next? Bass?
Yeah, let's do bass.
Okay, okay. Why don't you give me your pick first?
All right, so joining John Beavis in my Build-A-Band will be this. This is maybe not as surprising of a pick, and I wonder if you have the same pick. I've got to
Is
go.
it Jaco Pastorius?
No, that would be a good one. I'm going Kim Deal, Casey.
Okay, yeah, I love that. Yeah, yeah,
I'm I'm,
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
building a
that's
sound here. I'm building something unique
mm-hmm.
and fresh. And one thing I love about Kim, I mean, there's so many things, but she just is effortlessly cool, and everything she does is interesting and
Yeah.
creative
To this day.
to this day. I mean, you're talking Pixies, Breeders. I mean, she is just one of those figures who I think will. I mean, she's rock. She's a rock legend, in my opinion, and
Hmm.
will be someone who remains a rock legend for years and years and years to come. And I think that the creativity and yeah, just the kind of X factor that she brings, I really want her in this band.
Yeah, are you already thinking also bringing in her talented vocals and background vocals? Is that's where you're going with this as a double pick,
Yeah,
kind of?
I mean, the fact
Yeah,
that she can write songs, the fact that she can
yeah.
sing, and that she has an
Okay,
unbelievable voice that adds so much texture to all the Pixies and Breeders' work. Yes,
okay.
this is a powerhouse pick, I think.
Yeah, I think. See, I think that's where my band is going to like end up being just very too eclectic and kind of go into free jazz almost. But I wrestled with the bass pick a lot to finish out the rhythm section. But I had several other people and went through a few. But my number one pick is a current artist, and I don't really care for his music so much, but I love everything he does with every person. So he's the ultimate bass player for anyone. And I don't know if you know him, but he goes by the moniker of Thundercat, and he plays like a six-string bass. And he's in that realm of musicianship with the guy with the bucket of chicken on his head. I can't even remember his name. It is a real person. Buckethead, I think, is his name.
Okay.
No, no, Thundercat is I mean he wrote a song with Michael McDonald of the Doobie Brothers fame. Um and this guy when he plays, I mean he was working with Mac Miller, famous rapper. And no one plays the bass like him. I mean Les Claypool would be like, you know, unbelievable, right? So that's my bass player, Thundercat.
You got to think about like Les Claypool or Jaco Pastorius would be great, but like, how would they play with Ginger Baker? You know what I mean?
Right, right. Well, see, I have thought about it. Ginger Baker is all over the place, and he's got jazz and he's got African drumming all in his back pocket, and fully to the extent where people probably in the '60s were looking at him and being like, "Who is this bloke?" And it's just his ability to drum is more animalistic and wild than anyone, and his personality also is, unfortunately. But yeah, I think Thundercat could gel pretty easily
Okay.
because they both are all over the place. And like I said, I must be moving towards free jazz, I think.
What an interesting band.
Thank you.
All right, is it my turn?
All right. Yes. So guitar.
Okay, so this one, this was tough. This was really tough because again, you want to pick an iconic guitarist, but you also want to pick someone who will create a sound that you're looking for. And my
Oh yeah.
keyword for my guitar pick is layers. I want someone who can build layers because of the other musicians that I have in this group. And the person that
Hmm.
I have chosen is Robert Smith of The Cure.
Ooh. Wow.
I'm,
That's unique, interesting.
but
Huh.
here's why I picked him. I just was when you hear The Cure, there's a couple of things that stand out
Uh-huh.
to you. It's the fact that every song takes 3 minutes to start, and there's always the extended instrumental to start. And
Yeah.
in those 3 minutes, there are layers that keep getting added. Some of those are guitar
Hmm.
layers, some of those are keyboard layers, but they're all so catchy and so melodic.
Hmm.
And then you're like, um, you couldn't take any one of them out because they're all so essential. Like there's something about, and I realize that he's not necessarily the one playing each of those pieces to all the layers
Hmm.
of the Cure song, but to in my mind anyway, not being kind of like I'm kind of a Cure novice, but in my mind when I think of their arrangements, I think of layers and I think of the way he adds on textures and with a real sense of melody that I think could be really cool and interesting to add with Kim and Mr. Beavis.
Okay, so this is your rhythm guitar pick, right?
Well, that's another reason why I chose him because he does rhythm and
Uh-huh.
lead. Like a lot of those famous leads,
Gotcha.
as I
Okay.
understand it, are his.
Okay. So you only chose one guitarist, right?
One guitarist, well,
Okay.
sort of,
Me too. Me too. What's that?
sort of one
Well,
guitarist.
bass, yeah.
You'll see.
Okay. Are you ready to hear my guitars? Because this was my pick I had. I've had this pick forever. This is my 100% pick. Most underestimated guitarist living alive today is the virtuoso Dean Ween, Mickey Melcanato of Ween, who is an idiot savant beyond that I never understood the caliber of until I got into my older years. He absolutely shreds. He says pretty much everything he knows is like Funkadelic or Allman Brothers, but I guess that's good enough for me because I mean the guy just melts brain cells when he plays, and I like his ability to just effortlessly play
Mm.
and just he seems like he just has it. A lot of people say he's maybe one of the best living guitarists alive, which sounds absurd.
Well, I like this because you're bringing in kind of a lo-fi sensibility to this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, him and Ginger Baker and Thundercat, it'd be just fine. Just fine.
I mean, I'd pay to see this.
And it was arguably, I was like, well, maybe I have a power trio right there. Like maybe I really do because Dean Ween and Thundercat both sing. Now, it depends. Neither one is what I would call a singer, but with the noise and racket they're making, could they do enough on the mic to just kind of get by? Probably.
That's good.
I
That's
want to
good.
hear your band names again here. Get more of a sound of it here. So
Yeah.
we got Robert Smith and we got the Idols drummer and who is the bassist again?
Kim Deal.
Kim Deal. Okay. Okay. I
And
think the Kim Deal and Robert Smith work super well.
yeah, what I like about too about Robert Smith is that I forgot to say this too, is that he has clean sound and he has distorted. And like my favorite Cure
Yeah.
album is Wish, which not that's not a lot of
Uh-huh.
people's favorite Cure album, but I love
Good one.
the distorted layers on it.
Yeah.
And anyway,
Well,
I feel like if you add that with it's kind of this band is kind of landing in my 90s wheelhouse, I guess. But
yeah. Yeah. No, for sure.
I like find myself
Yeah.
wanting to hear what this would sound like.
Well, I mean, I imagine there'll be a way to do so, if not already pretty soon.
Yeah, you're right. We could make AI music with all these musicians.
Oh yeah. Well, there's already this program apps that separate out the tracks. So it's really not far off, but
Well,
just even like hearing it in your mind without hearing it is really fun.
and what I like about this
It's,
too is I have two potential vocalists as well with very interesting
mhm.
vocal approaches,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you put them together with my last pick, and I really think this gets interesting.
Okay. Well, I have more of a wishy-washy singer pick. So, and what I mean that is like I'm not quite sure if this band needs a singer. But I have some interesting picks. So I'd rather have. Why don't I throw out my picks here really quick?
Go for it.
So I wanted to go with this band if it had a singer. If it would be female fronted. Now there's a long list of names that could take that place.
Two tissue.
Sue Tissue, Sue Tissue adds a whole element that I hadn't even went down, but yeah, yeah. That I mean that. Let me throw that in the mix. I was thinking like uh, Kate Bush. I was thinking uh, my wife said Nancy Wilson, and I said, "Oh my gosh!" Well, there's a real true blues singer. Like, wow, that trumps Stevie Nicks pretty good for me. But what about this pick? And this pick makes no sense, but it's a lot of fun. What about Judy Sills? Would she just boot them all out of the band?
Wow, now that is interesting to think about. Yeah, because
So that's my pick, kind of Judy.
yeah, I mean, hmm, I'm trying to imagine some of her softer work along with
Yeah,
Mr. Ween.
well, Ween does have a lot of slow songs and different styles and sensitive songs and love songs, and Gene Ween really is that, other half of Ween that fills that. But I think Dean Ween could come down to that level and like produce that kind of stuff with Judy. And I think Thundercat, once you see this guy play, like he can do anything. Like I kind of cheated. I just took some really versatile, crazy players like Ginger Baker. I'm pretty sure if you got him to mellow whatever he needs to mellow out, like he could do it too. These are musicians that as long as they appreciate the person, in this case now Judy Sills, who knows, right?
Yeah, it's cool to imagine like the stuff that Judy was working on for her, third album that never happened. Like some of those
Right, right,
arrangements
yeah.
being put in together with these musicians.
Yeah. And like one of my early ideas was like Ruth Copeland, because that's the kind of sound I would expect to hear more in this, but I just wanted to take it even crazier and put in someone that I know is a composer.
Yeah, that makes
Someone
sense.
who would mold maybe the band.
Yeah, I mean, she would bring definitely a classical approach. She would bring a
Yeah.
sweetness to it that would be needed, I think. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and a sense of longing and seriousness that would
Yeah.
really make an interesting mix.
Yeah. I don't know, like I could build a band backwards for her that would be much better, but I like doing it this way because I filled the singing position last and I really was kind of at a loss for what to do, but I think that makes it very interesting if nothing else.
Well, I took the opposite approach. I started with my
Okay.
lead performer and then built the band around him. And that
Gotcha.
person, I can't think of anyone I would rather build a band around than the artist formerly and currently known as Prince.
Yep. Yep. That's a big sheet too, because he can like play 50 instruments. So
Well, Just
we both
imagine,
taken composers,
just
you
imagine
know?
a band with Prince, Robert Smith, and Kim Deal on vocals. Explosive. And
Yeah, it's
here's
selling a lot through the 80s and the 90s.
and here's another reason why I think this could work is because Kim, is used to working with kind of big personalities, shall we say, take charge personalities with Black Francis.
Yeah,
And so I feel like
right.
because Prince, I mean he's a man who knows what he wants. He's the band
Yeah,
leader, and he would expect to be.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
but imagine kind of that those 90s, like I'm picturing like distorted Robert Smith, the layers, like taking
Mm-hmm.
those like brilliant ideas and kind of translating them to those different instruments, and then putting
Mm-hmm.
it all together with the power of John Beavis and just like that fresh, like modern approach,
Mm-hmm.
bringing it into
Hmm.
day. So I don't know. I kind of like this. I want to hear it.
I think Prince would be into it. We both totally cheated on the singer because you pick like a genius, like composer, arranger. I mean, and not every singer is that. I mean, let's face it, most singers are far from that. So, I mean, it's a good hack to this is to put an amazing, not just singer, but put an amazing individual
Right.
on the front. And yeah,
I
but
mean,
I like it. We're thinking.
well, and this reflects obviously a lot of what I've been into lately. So, like, I saw
Yeah,
Prince's Sign of the Times film, which was brilliant a couple of
right.
months ago, and just was thinking about what a incredible artist he is in every way. Charisma as a
Yeah,
fan, performer on stage. The theatricality of everything he does. Guitarist. People don't realize what
yeah,
an incredible guitarist he was. Anyway, and then of course, Idols, having seen them live was fresh in my mind. And
Hmm.
I've been listening to a bit of Kim Deal as well, just realizing I saw Pixies this year, of course, but not with Kim Deal. But it just again made me think of the impact she has. And yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Cure too, and just every time I do, I'm struck by the layers, Casey.
Hmm. I never quite paid enough attention to Robert Smith's strumming. So, I mean, he's always out there with generally an acoustic, right? Live, and he'll just kind of strum away. But
Well,
I mean,
think
that's
of
the
the song.
secret element there.
Think of Love Song by The Cure.
Okay.
Think of the
Sure.
way that song starts. First of all, it's pop perfection. Like this is a
Yeah.
radio single.
Oh, yeah.
The way it
Yeah.
adds the organ line, and the way it adds the acoustic guitar, and the way it adds the electric lead. Like every single one of those elements,
Hmm.
I feel like that has to be.
Yeah.
So
No, it's true. It's true. It's a really interesting pick. You definitely didn't take the route I took, where I took a big, flashy guitarist, someone that I consider an Eddie Van Halen. Obviously not as innovative, but when you see Dean Ween play, like I've seen him live twice, or on YouTube or whatever. Holy cow, he really just goes for it. You can see his earnestness, and he succeeds too. So,
that's great.
but yeah, you got like the quiet, more in the corner guitarist, which I like because that brings a whole different sound. Um, it's These are two very different bands.
Put them on a double bill.
Yeah, I think yours is probably a lot more melodic. Mine is very much about chord changes. Um, it's very manic. I don't know if they could write songs, or if they'd make that one album with a 30 song, a 30-minute track on each side, or what. But um, I'm pretty sure Judy Sill would fire them all and just make her own album. Um, but at least we tried, right?
Well, I have no idea how Prince would handle this situation either.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'd have to probably say, if we want to go into the mind of Prince here in the early 90s, say, I would say that he probably wouldn't think too much of Kim Deal being from the alternative scene, meaning that of not needing a lot of talent originally to play,
Yeah,
and possibly Idols and The Cure as well. But I mean, we're not Prince, right?
well, all I'm saying is let's put it in a pot and see what happens.
Yeah, well, I mean, with the future of computing and technology here, I'm sure we'll all be doing that all the time. But remember, you heard it here first. You can build your own band at home in your mind.
Everyone comment with your build a band, and we'll make this thing go viral.
Yes, and I forgot to mention I have Pharaoh Sanders on, what is it? Bass sax? Yeah, he's going to be in there too.
Love it. Well, cool idea, Casey.
Yeah, that was fun. And everyone, stay tuned for our upcoming 50th anniversary or 50th episode.
It's really a cavalcade, is what it's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Hopefully, I speak a little better than tonight. I usually do. I'm a morning guy, I guess, huh?
Well, everyone, happy holidays. We'll be back soon
Yes,
with Gish.
yes, yes.
Bye bye.